Hey everybody, it's Vicky with Dementia with Grace. How is everybody doing today? I hope that y'all are doing great. We are talking today about dementia behaviors. It's the third day in our series of the introduction to dementia, the introduction to Dementia with Grace. Dementia with Grace is the book that I wrote, but it is about a whole system of behavior management that does not include medicine. It includes behavioral interventions, changes in the environment, changes in the behavior of the caregivers, meeting the needs of a person with dementia, and therefore meeting the problem behavior. Now, this book, it's called Dementia with Grace, a new positive way of dealing with behaviors in people with dementia, and this is the second edition. It's available on Amazon, and I'll link it down below. I was, for a very long time, the facility social worker in a nursing home. My whole entire, almost 30 years of clinical experience has been in skilled nursing, long-term care, in a hands-on capacity or a consulting capacity. And so I have seen a lot of stuff, and I have failed a lot. I have made mistakes. I have done the things to try to manage behavior, to try to fix behavior, to try to stop behavior that was not successful. And I knew that there had to be a way, and I didn't like the effects of the medication. There are medications that are appropriate, and they are absolutely necessary and useful. So I am not against medicine. Some people come away from, an experience with me thinking that I'm against medicine. I'm not against medicine, but I don't think medicine should be the first thing you do. There's just lots of other things that can be tried. Once that I understood that behavior is really communication, behavior is communication from the person with dementia to anyone in the vicinity, basically, that will listen to them, that will try to reach them, try to understand what is going on in their life. Behavior, I would believe that 99% of behavior is because of an unmet need. And I talk about that in the book. It's the 5, or pick 'em: pain, infection, constipation, environment, and med change. And we're going to talk about that more tomorrow. But we have to change our perspective of a person with dementia from being a problem to be solved to a person to be cared for. Then the common denominator between a caregiver and a care receiver is that each of those people are people. And we know how to take care of people. We know how to take care of ourselves, generally. We know how to get our needs met. And when you are taking care of someone with dementia, at some point, they can no longer meet their own needs. They can no longer, change their shirt when it's itchy or hot, or they're cold and they can't figure out, I'm cold, so that means I need a jacket. Where are my jackets? Where do we keep the jackets? What does a jacket look like? Should I have a blanket or a jacket? What is the difference between a blanket and a jacket? I mean, there's a lot to process there that we take for granted because we have been processing those kinds of things for so long. Right? And the person with dementia was able to process that information, and now they have lost that process. Think of a toddler, and a toddler is wanting to go outside and play, and they don't realize that it's 35 degrees outside, 45 degrees outside, and they're going to need a coat. And what level of coat they need? Do they need a heavy coat? Do they need a raincoat? Do they need a sweater? A light jacket? Toddlers don't know that. Number one, toddlers don't know anything about the weather and what is expected of them in going out into the weather, what they might need, what their future needs are, right? They have to learn that. A person with dementia has lost that. And so we have to get to the bottom of what's going on. Now, the common behaviors, that's important to understand before we talk about behaviors. Common behaviors, very common behaviors are hoarding, pacing, wandering, shadowing, which shadowing is the name for the behavior that a person does when they follow you around all day long. They don't want you to leave their sight. They follow you to the bathroom. They follow you to the kitchen. They follow you outside to the mailbox. They want you in eyesight at all times. That is a very common stage 4 behavior. We talked about the stages yesterday. That is a very, very common behavior there, because they know that something is missing. They know that something has slipped. They know that they have forgotten key things before, and they don't want to lose sight of a person that has the answers. And so they want to they want to follow you around, and it's called shadowing behavior. It's a nuisance. It's not dangerous, it's a nuisance. It drives people crazy. And I understand why. You don't get a moment's peace. You don't get a moment to yourself. It's just always, they want to be right there with you. These behaviors don't occur in every person with dementia, but they are common behaviors, and people believe that they're negative behaviors. And they can be, but they range from, being a nuisance to being a danger, and there is a continuum there. The other ones I would talk about probably are agitation, aggression, false accusations, inappropriate sexual behavior. And I've got videos on all of these behaviors individually. I don't know that I'll be able to link all of them below. I don't know how many videos you can link, but certainly you can just put in Dementia with Grace, aggression, Dementia with Grace, sexually inappropriate behavior, Dementia with Grace, shadowing, Dementia with Grace, sundowning. And you will find, from the search bar, you will find my videos on all of those. Again, I believe that behaviors are because of an unmet need. And when you figure out that need and you meet that need, you mitigate the behavior. You may not get rid of the behavior 100%, but you can mitigate the negative effects of the behavior. Again, I believe it's a means of communication. I believe it is saying without knowing how to say, I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm frustrated, I'm mad, I'm sad, I'm happy, and I don't know what to do with all of this joy. So I'm going to be loud, and I'm going to be excited, and I'm gonna introduce myself to strangers, which they're not thinking of it as introducing themselves to strangers. You may be in the mall and they're very, very happy about being outside, and they see all the colors, and they're very stimulated by all the noise and the colors and the sounds and the smells and the people, and they get overexcited and they just go up to anybody and start talking, and that is seen sometimes as a negative behavior. So inside of the group, I have a group on Facebook called the Dementia with Grace Caregiver Support Group. We talk about all of this. Probably, I would say the main thrust of our conversation is about behaviors and how to, this is happening. My person is getting up in the middle of the night and packing all of their clothes. What does that mean? My person is refusing to eat if the food touches each other. What does that mean? My person is accusing me of having an affair with a neighbor. My person is refusing to wear socks. My person is wearing 3 shirts and no pants. What is that? What is that behavior, and what does it mean? And we are kind of like, Sherlock Holmes or Magnum PI or something. We're over there trying to solve a mystery, and we invite you to come into our orbit over there and help. Look at the sunlight coming through that window. Isn't that beautiful? Isn't that beautiful? I had no light yesterday filming, and today I've got beautiful lights. I may try to film the other 2 today. Anyway, if you know me, if you get to know me, you will find that I tell it like I see it. I'm very down to earth and just want to make dementia education accessible for everybody, because I believe the more that we know, the more that we can care. As Teepa Snow said, until there is a cure, there is care. And that is what my journey is all about coming alongside of you and helping you take care of your person in the best way possible, so that they have a good outcome, so that you are, you can find some rest and relaxation and in the middle of all of the chaos that can be dementia, right? Okay, I think I've covered everything. I will try to put either a card up here, I don't know how to do that exactly, or I will try to put some links down below linking you to other videos. But if you can't find those links or whatever, again, up in the search bar of YouTube, just write Dementia with Grace plus whatever you want to know. And I should come up. I've got playlists that are specifically about behavior fixes. We have the behavior bag videos where for a whole week I took behaviors out of a bag and I just talked about that one behavior: aggression, agitation, wandering, pacing. There's a difference between pacing and wandering, and I talk about that in one of the videos. So there is a whole slew of videos here on this channel to answer your questions. I've been here going on 4 years, and there's lots and lots of videos, okay? If you have any questions, leave them down below. I'm very responsive to the comments. I check the comments several times a day and try to respond. And if you don't want to leave, information here, come and join the group. It's a private group. You have to answer some questions to join, so it's a vetted kind of situation. We're 5,000 something strong over there, just like we are here. And your information and your story and your journey is safe with us, and we just would love to come alongside you and help you, and by in a reciprocal way, you can in turn help us and help others on their journey. Maybe you have an idea that nobody's ever thought of that you can share in the group, and then that'll be an aha moment for everybody. I think it's wonderful. I love y'all. I love what I do. I love who I do it for. I love people with dementia, and I love their caregivers. It is my joy. It's my joy to join you on this journey. I love you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.